I was 15 in February 1967, and with my parents and my two brothers, we'd just moved down to Tasmania from Canberra. So the 7th of February was my first day at school. I was going to Hobart Matric, Letitia Street by the Domain. So off I went to school on the first day, and I remember it was very, very hot and very windy. Big northerly wind blowing, and there was quite a bit of smoke in the air, so it looked almost cloudy even when I got to school. So we're doing all the first day at school stuff there. We're in our class with our class teacher, and she was really worried because it turned out that she lived at Margate. Subsequently we found her house burnt out, but she was in tears really and so worried, and so the school just closed down by about lunchtime and they just sent us home. Something I guess would never happen these days, you know, sending kids out into the big bushfire. So I caught a trolley bus from Letitia Street down into town, and I remember when we got to town it looked like twilight, and my distinct memory is the traffic lights just were all weird colours because there was so much smoke in the air. I got on a Mount Nelson bus because my dad was working for the uni and we'd been given a house on Mount Nelson while we looked for our own house. So I got in the Mount Nelson bus and we drove down Sandy Bay Road to the bottom of Nelson Road. By this time it was pitch black, and the bus driver just refused to go up Nelson Road, and he put us all out, and so I started walking up Nelson Road about 2 o'clock in the afternoon I guess, and as I said, pitch black. And I have this really distinct memory of walking up the road and looking up Mount Nelson, and to the right where the uni is, and they've built there now but I think it was just bush then, this huge gum tree just burst into flames, and it was like a huge torch with flames, I reckon 100 metres high or so, and it's just blazing away through this darkness. I got home. The house that we were in hadn't been lived in until we'd arrived after Christmas, and the grass in the backyard was sort of waist high and bone dry. All our gear was still in boxes because we were looking for a house to live in. My parents were taking the most valuable boxes out to Nelson Road, you know, and putting them by the curb there. We tried to get water to damp things down, but there was no pressure. Everybody was trying to get water, I guess, and it was just dribbling out. My brothers were at Taroona High and my parents were really worried about them. They were quite happy to see me home safe. And we're listening to the radio. The only radio station was 7HT, as I recall, because the others had their transmitters burned out up on the mountain. And eventually we heard, you know, 7HT were just broadcasting messages, and eventually they said that all the Taroona High students were safe and down on the water. But I can remember my brother saying, you know, that they were all herded to the beach and, you know, ready to jump in the water if things got too bad. But yeah, that's my story. It was very, very frightening, and I have vivid memories of some of those things I've talked about and exactly how frightening the whole thing was.